From Beauty and the Beast to Mulan, Disney continues to remake its classic animated properties into live-action films. While 101 Dalmatians received its live-action remake in 1996, starring Glenn Close as the villain, Cruella, starring Emma Stone, tells the origin story of the evil fashion designer and even touches on the why behind her hatred of Dalmatians. I'm Ronald Young Jr., and I'm leaving the theater. How do we get out?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm walking out this way. I don't know.
Do you know how to get out?
I think either one of these exits.
Oh, the exit, the sides?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I plan to do it.
Okay.
All right. This is Ronald, and I am leaving the theater after seeing Cruella, and I am with
Mayra.
Why it looks that soapy.
You might have to say her name again because I too stepped on your audio. Who am I with again?
It's Mayra.
Great. I've never had to go out the side door of this theater ever before. It feels strangely weird. All right. So anyway, let me adjust my levels here. All right. So anyway, let's see. Cruella, starring Emma. Cruella, directed by Craig Gillispie, written by Dana Fox and Tony McNamara. Story by Aline, Brosch, McKenna, Kelly Marcel, Steve Zissis, based on Disney's 101 Dalmatians by Bill Peet, and The 101 Dalmatians by Dodie Smith, starring Emma Stone, Emma Thompson, Joel Fry, Paul Walter Hauser, Emily Beechem, Kirby Howell-Baptiste, Mark Strong, John McCrea, Kayvan, Novak, and Jamie Demetriou. Okay, so obviously Disney is still going in this direction of, doing a lot of live action stuff, doing a lot of, like they did Maleficent, which is what I was thinking about as they showed this movie.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of origins, a lot of twists and turns, a lot of expanding stories, a lot of retreads of old plots, things like that. This was no different. You want to post up here?
Yeah.
Okay. This was no different. And this is another foray into them doing that. So I don't want to, let me just ask you, what did you think?
It was interesting. I thought it was too long. I don't know. I enjoyed parts of it, but I just didn't think Emma Stone was a good Cruella.
You are absolutely correct. That movie was absolute garbage.
I was trying to be nice. I'm okay.
Yeah,
but it was bad.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I thought it was too long. I wrote even that Emma Stone was a better Estella than she was Cruella, and that her Cruella felt like an impression. It felt like she was doing an impression of Cruella de Vil rather than actually being Cruella de Vil.
Yeah, I think it was like, yeah, she was trying too hard to be bad. I think she overacted the Cruella.
Yeah.
Yeah, was not a fan. I kind of had Devil Wears Prada vibes throughout the whole movie.
Correct.
Which was nice. I love that movie, but
It was good, and that's the thing. I think when Emma Thompson comes on screen, you get very much a Miranda Priestley vibe, and the movie becomes a lot more like Devil Wears Prada.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, okay, I'm here for that.
Yeah, with the Baroness.
Yeah, and I was here for that. I was like, this is okay. And I love that movie. So I'm like, I'm here for this. Emma Thompson's killing this role. I think Emma Thompson did a great job in this movie. I think it looked like she was having a lot of fun, which I'm like, good for her. You know what I mean? But not necessarily good for us.
Yeah.
Because at one point it became very mustache twirly and like almost like cartoonish in terms of the villainy.
Quite literally mustache twirly. Yeah. It was very campy, I would say, but not in a good way.
Yeah.
There was some nods to the original movie, which was nice. I enjoyed that.
I think you got to say it again. That bus stepped on
Oh,
your audio.
okay.
You said there were some nods to the original movie.
Yes, there was some nods to the original movie, which I really enjoyed. Like the whole, like, you ever notice dogs look like their owners, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And also at the very end.
Yeah.
That was a nice little cute nod.
It was. I'm struggling with origin stories. I'm struggling with the need for people to create origin stories. Like, and I felt this way when I saw Joker, which I think incidentally Joker was the first movie I reviewed on leaving the theater. Ironically, Joker was the first movie that I reviewed on leaving the theater. And I remember the same thing watching that, which I was like, why do we need this story now? Who is this story for? And I think there's a conception, and that's why I'm glad I saw it with you, because I feel like you'll be able to check me if I'm wrong on this. But I feel like there's a perception out there that they need strong women characters, and they're mining for them in some cases, and even reaching back in the case where I'm like, but Cruella wasn't a good person.
Yeah.
And I don't think she should be anybody's role model. And I'm like, if you're shoehorning going back into her past and retconning it so that she can be, so like all the little girls can aspire to be Cruella DeVille,
Yeah.
I'm like, we're talking about a woman that intended on killing these dogs and making a coat out of them. I'm like, that wasn't cool.
It's not a feel-good story that, you want to aspire to. I think that's what they were doing. Again, a bus.
Yeah, hold on.
Again.
What are we on, a bus route?
I think that's what they were aspiring to. But yeah, like, who wants to be Cruella? And why do we want to know her background and her, like, coming of, like, her origin story? I don't. Like,
Yeah.
and it didn't really make sense. Like, can I say?
Say whatever. Yeah, go ahead. Look, we might spoil. So, like, honestly, if you guys are going to see it, go see it. But spoilers might come because we want to talk about the movie. So if y'all hear us, like, if you feel like that this is going to ruin your take of the movie, I don't see how this movie's spoiled because it's an origin story of a villain you already know. So, whatever. Go ahead.
True. Okay. I mean, her mother was killed by Dalmatians. Like, are you kidding me? Like, really? Like, are you? And that's how we started off. Like, that's how we start it off.
So I think you heard me when that happened, and that happens early in the movie, y'all. So I don't even call this a spoiler, but early in the movie, Dalmatians kill her mother, and I'm like, nah, bruh. I wrote it in my notes. I said Dalmatians killed her mother with 4 question marks.
Yeah.
Like that's where we going with this? That's the origin?
Terrible, like, CGI Dalmatians too. They were like awful. And
Yeah, because you had to make mean Dalmatians that were growling and barking. So I guess the only way to do it was through
true.
CGI.
I mean, I'm grateful that they were not real, but it was just really,
You know what else I didn't like? There was a point in there where it turns out that Cruella is kind of a persona that she adopts.
Yeah.
And I did not like that all of a sudden she adopts this persona and she starts being really mean to Horace and Jasper. Yeah. And I know that's like kind of a plot point in the movie, but I'm like, hey, when we all meet Cruella in 101 Dalmatians as kids, she was already being mean to Horace and Jasper. She already called them incompetent idiots.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like if you guys have connected her with her and that's going to be her family now, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, she's just like, not Cruella, I hate these guys. It didn't make any sense. And Jasper's response was like, yo, you need to chill.
Yeah.
Like, why are you acting like this? And I felt like that was a part of the movie that they really fumbled. It didn't make any sense to me. What did you think?
It didn't make any sense, but also, like, the movie kind of flip-flopped. It was like, yes, I am this evil Cruella. And then it's like, but I'm going to bail you out of jail. And, like, I don't care about anyone. But also, like, I'm going to take care of you. Like, no, choose one.
Yeah.
And that's why I think that we think that it was just kind of like...
Yeah. They straddled the fence.
Yeah. It was like, commit to one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I was like, if they would have said that she was actually this evil person, and that's one thing that Joker did well. Joker, at some point, he just turns into an agent of chaos. No matter what was happening around him, no matter what the circumstances were, he just turned into an agent of chaos. With Cruella, like, they really made it so that all of her actions were justifiable. But I'm like, at what point does she actually truly become evil? And we know that the Baroness was evil. The Baroness was out here actually killing people.
Yes.
And she had killed more than one person, as indicated when she says, you killed my mother. And she said, you got to be more specific than that. Which I'm like, okay, so we know she's a murderer. But I'm like, so then what is actually the turn that goes from this iteration of Cruella de Vil to the next one? And I know we're going to find out in the sequel, because you know they're going to make a sequel.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, and I'm like, I don't think the sequel is 101 Dalmatians, unfortunately. So
what do you think it's going to be?
I think they're going to do more Cruella. I think they're going to do like Cruella goes on an adventure or goes out of the state or some other nonsense like that.
If they do, I hope it's with another actress. I'm sorry. I cannot watch another Cruella with Emma Stone in it.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed. I think, like I said, I think she was doing, it felt like she was doing an impression of Cruella rather than actually embodying the character. Yeah, I didn't like it. I think I would give it 2.5 of 5 stars. And I give it 2.5 because there were elements of it I liked, and I did laugh. I wouldn't give it a full, I did not give it a 3-star. It's probably more closer to 2.25 stars than it is. And the more I talk about it, the lower it goes. You know what? Yeah, it's a 2-star movie. This is a 2-star movie. I'm gonna give it 2 of 5 stars. And I know a lot of people are gonna be upset, but it was way too long. I was dozing at one point. I wasn't feeling it. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely give it 2 stars too, because honestly, my favorite part were the dogs, the little sidekick dogs, the Chihuahua. The best part.
Of course.
Those are the moments that made me laugh. But yeah, definitely too long. I think they could have cut it short, 30 minutes, and it would have been a lot better. Yeah. Nah.
I agree. I think 30 minutes to an hour, honestly. I think this movie... This movie ran for, let me look up the runtime real quick.
Over 2 hours.
It was over 2 hours, and I'm like, that was over 2 hours too many. 2 hours and 14 minutes. They could have cut half an hour off this movie easily.
Absurd, yeah.
Easily. Yeah. Half an hour is gone. You know what? There were 3 montages in the first 15 minutes of the movie, and then there was a 4th montage. And I remember I wrote down, I was like, this movie is montage heavy. How many montages does one movie need?
Yeah, and they weren't really great.
No, none of them were.
They didn't really contribute much to the movie. I did enjoy like some of the fashion moments. They were fantastic.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, if you want to do that, lean more into that, or like, I don't know, it was just all over the place.
Make a choice.
Yeah. Not that great. Not that great of a movie.
Agreed. Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, 2 of 5 stars. I mean, I don't know if I would risk COVID for this. If you're vaccinated,
okay.
like if you're,
which we did not, because we are both.
We are both vaccinated, so we're here because we're both vaccinated. But again, if you're not vaccinated, and if you are, please mask up before you step foot in an AMC theater or any theater for that matter.
They can watch it on HBO.
Oh, that's right. You know what?
$30.
Do not spend. Oh, that's what I should be saying to y'all. Don't spend $29.99 on this. Yeah. You are going to be upset in your house. Actually, you might enjoy it more in your house because you can pause, get up, walk away, and once you pay the $30, it's yours. So I don't know if you like. And I guess I might specifically be talking to Curtis and Jen, who, if y'all listen to this, we talked about this the other day, and they mentioned they might want to spend the $30. I wouldn't. But hey, you know, if y'all got an extra $30 to spare, that's not going to bother you, go for it. But I'm just saying, for me, $30 isn't like, you know, that's not money to sneeze at.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you talking to me. And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And with that, Leaving the Theater is a production of ohitsBigRon Studios. Theme music by the mysterious Breakmaster Cylinder. To find out more about this show and other ohitsBigRon Studios shows, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at ohitsBigRon. That's at ohitsBigRon. If you like this show, check out our sister show, Time Well Spent. Leaving the Theater will be back soon. Thanks for listening.